Her silhouette flickered across his Zoom call, draped in the silk tie I'd picked for his birthday, and my heart shattered like a mirror struck by a hammer. Lila Sterling's breath caught as the image seared into her mind. The woman glided through a dimly lit hotel suite behind her husband, Marcus, her chestnut hair brushing the navy tie Lila had tied around his neck before his latest business trip. The tie still carried her citrus perfume from their farewell hug at the San Francisco airport. Marcus's voice cut through her shock. "Lila, you with me?" His polished smile filled the screen, a facade she now saw had been eroding for months. "Right here," she replied, her tone steady despite the chaos erupting within. The stranger vanished into another room, unaware she'd just unraveled a 19-year marriage. 2 decades of devotion, shared laughter, late-night talks, a craftsman home in Oakland, crumbled in moments. Marcus mentioned a delayed conference, shifting to reveal a second wine glass on the desk, its rim stained with coral lipstick. Lila's pulse raced, but her resolve solidified. She wouldn't wail or beg. She'd weave her pain into a weapon, sharp and unrelenting. "Rest well, love," she said, her voice a velvet blade. "I adore you." The call ended, and in the laptop's reflection, Lila saw a woman reborn, eyes fierce, mind razor-sharp, and unbound. Marcus didn't know his wife was a compliance officer who'd spent 12 years exposing corporate fraud. For months, she'd ignored her gut, dismissing his late nights as work stress. Now those instincts roared. In her home office, surrounded by ferns and bookshelves, Lila dove into their accounts, credit cards, travel logs, emails. By midnight, she traced a 15-month betrayal, candlelit dinners for 2 in cities he'd never mentioned, boutique hotel stays, and charges at jewelers she'd never stepped foot in. Hidden in his briefcase was a burner phone, labeled V, with texts spanning 9 months. Sipping peppermint tea, Lila's hands were steady as a plan crystallized. Marcus thought he'd married a compliant spouse, not a woman who'd dismantled Ponzi schemes. She'd use her network, bankers, analysts, old colleagues, to dismantle his lies. 3 days ago, she'd been the dutiful wife, brewing Marcus's espresso just right, double shot, no cream, in the ceramic mug from their Napa anniversary. She'd packed his bag, believing their life was a partnership. "All set?" she'd asked, zipping his suitcase. "You fret too much," he'd teased, his kiss now a bitter memory. She'd waved from their porch, then scrubbed their home spotless, a shrine to a life she thought was theirs. Now, their bedroom felt like a mausoleum. The sleigh bed, once a sanctuary, mocked her. How many nights had he plotted his escape beside her? Her phone pinged with his text, "Missing you. Back soon." She replied, "Hurry home," her words a calculated mask. In her office, she uncovered a secret debit card and receipts for gifts she'd never worn. The evidence was a guillotine poised above Marcus's neck. She hired Riley Tate, a private investigator with a knack for discreet domestic work. "No paper trail," Lila insisted. Riley delivered photos of Marcus with Vanessa, 27, a graphic designer at his agency. The gut punch came Sunday. Vanessa was 5 months pregnant, funded by Marcus's hidden accounts. Lila's laugh was cold, cutting. Marcus wasn't just cheating, he was crafting a parallel life, believing he could juggle both. She tasked Riley with tracking Vanessa's plans, condo searches, baby registries. Lila also met her attorney, securing her savings and a trust under her maiden name, and leased a storage unit for her independence. Monday, she stormed Marcus's agency. In a glass-walled office, she faced managing partner Ethan Walsh, presenting photos and bank records. "Your consultant's been padding bills to fund his affair," she said, voice like steel. "Fix this quietly, or the media and ethics board get everything." Walsh's jaw tightened. He vowed a response by Friday. That night, Lila set the table with their finest china, serving Marcus's favorite, braised short ribs. He spun tales of fake meetings, blind to her trap. "If you could live any life, no strings, what would it be?" she asked, eyes piercing. He stammered, claiming he'd choose her, but his hands betrayed him, fidgeting. She slid her phone across, showing him with Vanessa at a Monterey cafe. Explain. Marcus collapsed inward, admitting a 15-month affair and Vanessa's pregnancy. I meant to tell you, he pleaded. I thought I could balance it. Lila's smile was venomous. You thought you could control 2 lives. You miscalculated. She revealed her meeting with Walsh and Vanessa's reassignment. Marcus begged, but her will was iron. Tuesday, Vanessa called, voice trembling, revealing Marcus had claimed they were separated. She handed Lila a flash drive of their texts, promises of a new home, insults calling Lila clingy. They became allies, united by his lies. Wednesday, Lila filed for divorce, demanding their home, investments, and damages. The ethics board opened an investigation, and a local blog prepared an exposé on the agency's misconduct. Marcus moved to a motel, his career crumbling. Vanessa relocated to Phoenix, raising her child alone. At the divorce hearing, Lila secured 65% of their assets and hefty alimony. Marcus's license was revoked. He faded into a clerical role. A year later, Lila's compliance firm flourished, empowering women to uncover financial betrayals. She and Vanessa shared occasional texts, their scars bonding them. Marcus sent a letter once, unopened, tossed in the trash. Lila had forged a life from betrayal's ashes, fierce, free, and hers.